I'm Patrick Watson, I'm an astrologer, and you're watching Big Fat Astro Vlog. And today I'm going to be delivering a monthly horoscope for the month of September 2018 for all Virgo risings. Not Virgo suns, Virgo risings. And I'm going to do it in 5 minutes. So, first things first, I'm the realist. No, first things first, September 3rd. That's when Venus enters its so-called pre-retrograde shadow phase. Venus will eventually station direct at 25 Libra after its retrograde phase in October and November. So when Venus makes the first pass through that degree of 25 Libra, which it does on September 3rd, this is basically when Venus is setting the stage for the eventual, drama of the Venus retrograde. So if you're already with someone, this may be when you start seeing some of those themes pop up that might end up being the issues you have to deal with through October and November. If you're single, this may be when you make the social connections that kind of generate the narrative of that Venus retrograde. But we'll have to talk about Venus retrograde a little later in October, since that's when it's really happening. But just know that September 3rd is kind of when this stuff is all kind of starting to gear up. Okay? On September 6th, you'll see that Saturn stations direct in your 5th house of Capricorn with Virgo rising. So the 5th house is like a fun place in your chart. It's like fun, recreation, creation, parties. Since it's about creation, that's why it has to do with children. It's also what you generate, what you create, how you express yourself. So this is a really fun place of your chart, and Saturn is like not a fun planet. Saturn is the planet of no and miserliness and seriousness. So usually when Saturn, this is part of a 2.5 year transit through Capricorn that Saturn's taking through your 5th house. So this is a time when people maybe take their hobbies more seriously, try to make them into careers or part-time jobs. It's a time when sometimes people really seriously consider or think about having children if they're of that age. And it can be significant responsibilities involving children, that sort of thing. It's always more fun to go, it's never fun for the chaperones when kids go on a field trip to Disneyland, right? I mean, it's far more fun to go to a party than it is to like host the party and be responsible for the party. So that's kind of what that transit's like. And when Saturn's stationing direct, that's sort of like Saturn saying like no further, not going anymore with this. So there's something about that, some fun area of your life which is experiencing this kind of this no, this big fat no from Saturn. A way that you're trying to kind of create something or concretize something and make a firm foundation or establishment for something fun that you do is it's going to go through kind of a trial, and Saturn's likely going to shut it down. So there's that. Now on September 9th there is a there's a new moon at 17 degrees of Virgo. And for you, since you're Virgo rising, this is kind of a time of year where you're going to be really in your element with the sun and moon in your rising sign. What's interesting about this one, though, is it's opposite Neptune. So something about this is illusory or deceptive, because that's sort of what Neptune provides us. It's going to be very much the feeling of appearances can be deceiving. So even if something is more like fact-based and logical and practical or crafty or something about it is off. And with going across your 1st and 7th houses, that's sort of like some way in which you may be kind of led astray or deceived by a person that you're kind of investing yourself in a relationship with. This kind of transit obviously is lasting for a long time, Neptune through Pisces, but the lunations involving Neptune in your 7th house are definitely going to kind of bring out that topic more clearly. What's interesting is in the days following that lunation, Venus, Mars, and Uranus are in a T-square, and so this is going to be a time in general of like heightened social tensions, especially explosive ones, forcefully charged social dynamics, so unexpected alliances, unexpected splits and separations between people you normally would have thought would get along with each other. With Virgo rising, that's going to be like connections with your friends cause you potentially like trouble at work, or connected with dangers to your health potentially, and then unexpectedly causing or resulting in like changes or reversals in perspective, like philosophical perspective. So that's sort of how I interpret it according to your chart. Oh god, 9 seconds. So on September 24th, there's a full moon at 2 degrees Aries, and that's going to reinforce the Saturn stuff that we've talked about already, because the full moon is literally going to be square Saturn there at 2 degrees. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this horoscope. If you would like to see more of this, please support me on Patreon with everyone else who's doing that. I really, really appreciate it. It helps me keep going. And you can also leave a nice comment. You can give the video a thumbs up. You can share it with your astrology friends. You can subscribe to me so you can know when new videos are up. You can read my articles on bigfatastro.com. You can follow me on Twitter at pwatsonastro. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm there at Big Fat Astro. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.